Zeke is with us. Zeke is in Minneapolis. Hi, Zeke. Welcome to the Ramsey Show. What's up?
Hey, thank you, Dave. How you doing today?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Hey, thank you. Me and my wife were going over our expenses last month and got a little, upset over how much we were spending. So we decided we're going to knock this last bit of debt out we get with my bonus that I'm getting from work. And then we'll be clear on the baby step 3.
Great.
Problem is that right after that happened, found out that I am eventually going to be laid off.
What does eventually mean?
And when they tell me, when I'm being told I will be laid off.
What do you think? Is this a day, a week, a year?
Could be a couple months. But what I do know is that after that, I will have 60 days of notice in which I'll continue to get paid. And after that 60 days of notice, I'll be getting 14 to 16 weeks of severance pay.
Awesome.
Now,
what do you make?
Thank you, sir. I make just my regular salary is $95.
What do you do?
I'm an analytic consultant.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So your income's getting ready to go up and you're going to get a new, better job, huh?
That is, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you weren't looking, but they just told you to.
Yes, sir.
So you need to land a job just in time to get that big severance check.
Indeed. That'd be great.
That's like a signing bonus then, right?
Yeah, it would be for me.
Yeah.
But I figured that in the worst case scenario, and it's not my goal at all, but even at the end of the severance, should be able to if I paid off the debt immediately, still have a 6 months expenses savings after the end of the severance.
You're not going to have the end of the severance. You're going to get a job.
I know. Thank you.
No, I mean, really, there's jobs everywhere. There's more jobs than there. I mean, there's more jobs than there are people looking for jobs. So, I mean, you're in really good shape.
Thank you.
This is the best time to get laid off. Okay.
Thank you for the support.
No, I'm not making this up. I mean, this is not support. I'm glad it's supportive.
If you were screwed, Dave would tell you.
It also happens to be the truth. So, I don't know if you're in Minneapolis at the end of the story or not. What's your wife What's she make?
My wife is unemployed. I'm a head house.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, you're in a field of analytics, data management, and so on that is hot, hot, hot. Very few companies are going to exist if they don't invest in your area over the coming 5 years. Companies of size, anyway. And so your position is, I mean, it's deeply needed. I got 3 of those type things on the board right here at Ramsey right now. So up for sale right now. We're trying to hire people. So data is just, and analytics are just, if you can't do that in the future world, you're not going to be open. And so you're sitting in a sweet spot, man. And seriously, you might roll into 120 and pocket the severance as your signing bonus. You really might. I want you to start looking, and I want you to use everything Ken Coleman's got. Have you heard of Ken? Have you heard Ken's stuff yet?
So, to be fair, honest, you hired one of my managers a couple of years ago, and he's the greatest guy, and congratulations on you for hiring him. He sent me, I don't know if I can say his name, but anyway, he sent me a link to Ken Coleman's
cool. Who is it?
150
who did we hire? Who are you talking about?
Elliot Chambers.
Oh, God, he's great. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
So,
yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so what you get Ken's stuff, get the resume stuff. I'll send you a copy of Paycheck to Purpose, Ken's book. I want you to read that.
Oh, wow.
And so here's the thing. I was just talking with a young guy this morning that in this mentoring session thing I was in, and he was like, okay, how do you get security if you're working contract? And I said, everybody's on contract, baby. Because you ain't got nobody's got security except for your ability to land on your feet when they kick you out. And you got so much ability to land on your feet that your security comes from your ability, not your stupid company. And that's why you're just in a sweet
Agreed.
spot, man. You're rocking.
And
So it's just going to turn out so good if you'll plan it just a little bit.
And know this, if you're like me, like most men, we put a lot of our self-worth into our job. And when somebody says, "Hey, we don't want you to work for our company anymore," it's a gut punch. Ken and I have looked at some data together where losing your job, somebody calling you in and saying you're fired, responds in your body as though you lost a loved one. So it's like you're not crazy, you're not weak, you're not a wimp, you're not a whiny baby. Like it hurts, man, when somebody calls and says, "Hey, you're fired," and it sets off a terror alarm in our body. It should, and then you get to fall back on the data, like Dave's telling
And
you.
here's what's worse is they didn't even tell you that. They said, "We're going to tell you that later, but we don't know when."
Yeah, it's like dating somebody, and they're like, "I love you. I'm going to break up with you later." Right? I don't know when.
Yeah, so I mean it's terror. They just hung you out to dry. But hey, at least they dangled the carrot of the severance to get you to stick around a little while.
Opportunity, man.
By the way, if you get a really big signing bonus tomorrow and $120,000, just pack your desk and go. Forget the severance.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah, so start looking. I'll send you a paycheck to Purpose. If you can line it up for your start date to be about the time they announce at the new place, and unless there's enough money to leave early, you can get the severance as your signing bonus out the door. That's going to be freaking fun right there. So, yeah, Zeke, you're in good shape. Yeah, go ahead and use your bonus money, pay off your debt. Pile money for your emergency fund. You got a big old pile for an emergency fund, and you got the severance in the background, and you got Ken Coleman on your team getting you moving, thanks to Elliot. And, man, you got all the stuff. You got all the stuff I know how to do. And so you got your resume template. You've got you're going to start using your proximity principle, people how can you get connected to get your foot in the door on this. And Ken's going to teach you every bit of that, and you're going to land a job in no time. Your only problem might be that you land it too soon, and you have the quandary of whether to stick around long enough to get the severance. And that might be a hard decision, actually. So, but just keep looking, get out there, get moving. Hang on. We'll have the guys pick up and give you a copy of that book and get you moving.